Ever wondered why migrating birds have it easier than humans buying a new house? It's because they don't have to grapple with credit scores, mortgage rates, or that pesky thing called paperwork. They simply spread their wings and find a new home. But hey, we humans are a tad bit more complex, aren't we? Now, if you've ever felt like you're trying to navigate through a dense forest without a compass when it comes to buying a house, you're not alone. It can be a tad overwhelming, to say the least. But don't fret, we're here to make it less like a trek through the Amazon and more like a breezy walk in the park. We're going to take this intimidating process and break it down piece by piece, making it not only manageable, but dare we say it, fun? So grab your explorer's hat and dust off that magnifying glass. Stay tuned, folks. We're about to embark on a journey through the wild world of home buying. If you're enjoying this journey so far, don't forget like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fun and informative content. You know how a lioness hunts for her prey? Yeah, that's you hunting for a home. Just like the lioness, you've got your eyes on the prize. You're prowling the vast wilderness of the internet, stalking through neighborhoods and sniffing out the best deals. But remember, it's not just about the perfect watering hole, it's also about the right territory. In the wild, location is everything. It's no different when you're hunting for a house. You're not just looking for a structure with 4 walls and a roof. You're looking for a place to call home. A place that's close to work, school, or your favorite coffee shop. A place that's in a good neighborhood where the sound of chirping birds replaces blaring horns. But just like the lioness, you've got to be aware of your budget. You can't go after the elephant when all you can handle is the gazelle. It's easy to get carried away by the shiny new houses with their spacious rooms and state-of-the-art kitchens. But remember, it's not just about the house price. There are other costs like taxes, insurance, and maintenance. You don't want to end up biting more than you can chew. And let's not forget about the size of the house. Just like the lioness needs space for her cubs, you need space for your needs. Maybe you need an extra room for your home office or a big backyard for your dog. But you also don't want too much space that it becomes a burden to maintain. The hunt is thrilling, no doubt. There's something about exploring different houses, imagining your life in them, that's exciting. It's a journey, a quest, a hunt. But it's also a big decision. So take your time, do your research, and trust your instinct. Because when you find the right house, it will feel like home. Congratulations, you've caught your prey. Now on to the next step. Ever been lost in a maze? Welcome to the finance part of home buying. Imagine stepping into a labyrinth, only instead of walls and hedges, you're surrounded by stacks of paperwork, financial jargon, and a whirlwind of numbers. That's a bit what it's like diving into the financial aspects of buying a home. First, there's the pre-approval process for a home loan. Picture this as the entrance to your money maze. You're standing there, map in hand, or credit score rather, ready to tackle the twists and turns ahead. Pre-approval basically means a lender has looked at your financial situation and said, yeah, you're good for it. It's like the golden ticket that lets you into the maze in the first place. Next up, we have the down payment. Think of it as the first big obstacle in your path. It's like that giant minotaur in the center of the maze. Most of the time, you're aiming for a down payment of around 20% of the home's price. But don't panic. There are various loan programs out there that require much less. So with some savvy navigation and maybe a bit of bargaining with the Minotaur, you can find a path that suits your budget. Now, the last big hurdle in the money maze is the closing costs. These are the additional fees you have to pay at the end of the home buying process. It's like the final twist in the maze before you see the exit. Closing costs can include things like appraisal fees, title insurance, and loan origination fees. It's a bit like that final riddle you have to solve to unlock the gate and step into your new home. In this maze of finance, it's essential to remember that every path is different. What works for one person might not work for another. So take your time, do your research, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Phew! You made it out of the money maze. Now let's move on to the next challenge. Ever felt like you're in a battlefield? Welcome to making an offer on a house. Now you've found a house that you love. It's perfect. You're ready to make it yours. But wait, Here comes the tricky part. This is where you put on your armor, sharpen your sword, and prepare for battle. The offer battlefield, my friends, is not for the faint-hearted. Imagine, if you will, a medieval war zone. You're on one side, the cellar on the other, and the castle, or in this case, the house, is what you're fighting for. Your offer is your initial charge, your first attack. You want to make it strong, but you also don't want to overpay and exhaust your resources. So you gather your intel, you look at the comps, you consider the market conditions, and you strategize. Once your offer is out there, the ball is in the seller's court. They may accept it, they may reject it, or they may counter it. And this is where the real battle begins. If they counter, you're in a negotiation war, volleying back and forth until you both agree on a price. You might feel like a knight going up against a dragon, but remember, the dragon is just trying to get the most for its hoard. And you're trying to get a fair price for your dream castle. There can be tense moments, of course. There might be other bidders, other knights trying to stake their claim. But don't let that scare you. Keep your cool, be patient, be persistent. Remember, every no gets you closer to a yes. It's a battle of wits, of negotiation skills, and sometimes of patience. But when you finally get that acceptance, when you finally conquer the battlefield, the feeling is incomparable. You've won. The castle is yours. So there you have it, folks. You've navigated the battlefield, survived the war of negotiation, and emerged victorious. You've put down your sword and laid claim to your new castle. Congratulations, soldier. You've conquered the battlefield. Now, onto the home inspection. Ever felt like you're under investigation? Well, that's the home inspection for you. Picture this. You've found your dream home, battled through the offer process, and now, just when you thought you were in the clear, here comes the Inquisition. You might as well be wearing a suit of armor, because this is a journey into the unknown. But fear not, valiant home buyer, for this is a necessary step on the path to home ownership. Now, you might be thinking, why is a home inspection so important? Imagine buying a car without a test drive, or a puppy without meeting it first. You wouldn't do that, would you? A home inspection is your opportunity to kick the tires, so to speak, on your potential new home. What does an inspection entail? Well, brace yourself, it's a bit like a detective show. An inspector will come in, magnifying glass in hand. Okay, not literally, but you get the idea. They'll check everything from the roof to the basement, the plumbing, the wiring, and even the foundation. They're looking for anything that could potentially be a problem down the line. It's their job to find the skeletons in the closet, or in this case, the cracks in the foundation. They're not there to scare you off, but to give you a clear picture of what you're getting into. And remember, no home is perfect. There will always be a few hiccups. It's part of the charm. This is also your chance to ask questions. Always wanted to know how a sump pump works? Now's your time to shine. Use this opportunity to learn as much as you can about your potential new home. Remember, the goal here isn't to pass or fail, but to get a thorough understanding of what you're buying. So, don your armor, raise your shield, and march bravely into the Inspection Inquisition. Congratulations, you've survived the Inquisition. Now, on to the final step. Ever run a marathon? Well, you're at the finish line now. Buying a house can feel a lot like running one of those 26-mile races, can't it? You've trained, you've pushed, you've probably wanted to quit at least once or twice. But here you are, standing at the final step, closing. Now don't be fooled. This isn't a leisurely stroll across the finish line. No, this is more like that final sprint, where every ounce of energy you have left is spent. You'll be signing documents until your hand cramps, and you might start to wonder if you're actually buying a house or signing your life away. But don't worry, it's usually just the house. And then, suddenly, it's over. The papers are signed, the keys are yours. It's like finding a hidden energy gel packet just when you need it most. Congratulations, you've crossed the finish line. You're now a homeowner. Welcome to the club.